good. Harder for the players than it is for us in terms of the work they've been doing and the physical work they've been doing. But approaching our first game now down at Matlock, which I know is a real good game to whet the appetite for the upcoming season. Not going to make the short trip across to Matlock, so really looking forward to that. A couple new additions obviously coming, hopefully a couple of more in the next few weeks. So exciting times, but pre-season's a time where you actually enjoy the fact there's no real pressure, but you also know that around the corner, Barrow at home in front of 9 or 10,000 people, the pressure starts, and that's what we're all in it for.
Yeah, like you say, familiar faces returning, obviously a lot of the lads from last season. Great to see some of the lads sign contract renewals as well, lots of John Fleck and Kyle McFadden.
When you renew contracts, it's maybe not as exciting sometimes for supporters to see, but it is like a new player because you've got them again, so we're pleased with the players that have stayed on. Really pleased with a couple of additions we've made. Like I say, a gaffer and recruitment team, and it's all really still looking at a couple of players that could potentially join the ranks before the start of the season, and sometimes that takes time. I think the last year we were in the National League, I think Michael Jacobs come late, and James Berry came late, and they had big contributions to why we went up. So sometimes you get those late ones, as long as it's not too late, but it can't all happen in one go. A lot of clubs sometimes do their business just before you come back, it's all done, which is great. Over the last few seasons we tended to drip feed one or two into the squad as it goes along, and that's sometimes down to many reasons, lads being away, lads looking at their options, look in terms of loans, parent clubs waiting to see what they've got before they let their players out. So I'm sure you come on to it, but signing Matt Dibley-Dyce from Fulham, we've got a good relationship with them, so we had to wait a certain time to get him in, and he's only just joined us, so we're happy with what we're building. But it's great to go down to Matlock for a proper game of football.
Yeah, when you sign Dylan Markandy as your first signing, and then kind of setting that trend for the quality that's coming into the building, it's kind of the club showing their intent as to what we want to achieve. Yeah,
it is, and I think supporters are like us. They had that come down after the last game of any season, where it's good, bad, or indifferent, and then they want to get the flavour back for their club again. And I think obviously seeing that Dylan signed obviously made a lot of people happy, and rightly so, because we didn't really want to lose him, but that's what happens when someone's not your player, so that's not an issue anymore. So him, along with the other signings we've made, and signings we're potentially looking to make, if possible, I think we'll have a very good squad next season.
A few trialists in the building as well, but again, that's what pre-season's for.
It is, coming in, it's that time of year, and it's tough because I think each year there's a stat I saw the other day, there's more and more lads out of work, more and more lads looking for clubs. So gaffers, we've got a few in at the moment. I won't name names, but we've got a few in, and I'm sure they'll figure down at Matlock.
Yeah, good pre-season schedule coming up. As you say, beginning at Matlock. That first game, it's kind of just about getting those minutes in the legs, isn't it?
It is. It felt weird last year at Matlock. I've had a real good few years at Matlock, but last season felt a bit odd. I think it was because England were playing on it, and everyone was rushing to get away, and the whole day felt rushed. Where really, I think the supporters like to get down early, have a bit of fish and chips, have a beer, and I don't know, it's meant to rain, isn't it? But usually, sit outside in the sun somewhere in Matlock, which is a lovely place, and enjoy the game, see new players, and it's a great game, I think, for our new players to see what this club means to supporters. How many turn up for a pre-season game, albeit it's down the road, it's sold out, isn't it? And that sums it up. So it's a great time for our fans to see the new players. It's great for us as a staff and players to get that relationship going again with the supporters after a little break. That's vitally important. Seeing a lot of faces that you recognise that travel here, there and everywhere to watch us Saturday or Tuesday night. So we're all looking forward to that. There's a job to do. As I say, last season it felt a bit rushed. It wasn't a great game. The pitch was a bit long, and it was a weird one. But this year, we want to get back to that sort of Matlock game they've made a couple of really good signings for their level, so they'll be a tough team. They'll want to beat us, rightly so. We want to beat them. We try and get the mix most seasons of different oppositions. You go from that to Burton, which is where we want to get to hopefully next season, League One. Forest roll into town. You know, you've got all these mixtures of games, so they bring different tests, but for the here and now, we're all looking forward to getting our tracksuits on as staff and getting back in that dugout.
Yeah, just looking a little bit beyond the Matlock game, like you say, Burton and then Forest, Sheffield United, some really good opposition to come up against, as well as a trip abroad.
Yeah, really real mixed one. I think we're playing a Gibraltar team, aren't we, out in Spain? And I've heard a rumour we're taking a lot of supporters over there, so that'd be a really good experience for them. I should imagine to watch us play over there and see how we do things when we're abroad. So yeah, we're very pleased with our fixture lineup. That was another thing probably took a while to confirm, but if you rush things, sometimes you're booking games you don't really want. And with the manager of experience and his contacts, we all believe we've got the right set of games to put us in good stead for Barrow at home.
Yeah, a couple of new additions this week as well, Lee Burniss and more recently Dibley Diaz.
Yeah, I think with Lee you've got an international footballer, played regularly in the Dutch second tier. Michael O'Neill, who knows the gaffer well, speaks so highly of him as his manager, international manager. I think he sees it as a really good career move for him, which we do. With himself and Will Grigg, Paddy Madden coming back from injury. You look at it, there's some good centre forwards in the building, and we like to play a certain way, a certain formation, but one thing that our centre forwards get chances, and I think that was a big attraction for why Lee wanted to come to us. In terms of Matt, like I said earlier on, we've got a really good relationship going with Fulham. I think they saw how we were with Devon and Harvey and how we treated them, and they were really good lads, by the way. And Matt seems a great lad already in the building. And so I think that's a good link to have. They always produce good players, and we're hoping Matt is another one of those diamonds that they always tend to produce.
Yeah, finally, just you and the rest of the coaching staff obviously seem happy with the signings you've made, and I guess going into the season, what you really want is a good dressing room where everyone's happy. Yeah,
that's the main thing. It's certainly one of the main things the gaffer talks about before signing. And listen, I think a lot of managers do. You do your research, you find out, or try to find out best you can about character and what they're like, because the promotion out of the National League, reaching the playoffs against all odds, in terms of the injuries and bad luck we had at times last year, it's 2 seasons of pretty high achievement. And when I tell you there's not one bad lad in that dressing room, it's the truth, and for us to have any success, that must continue.
Cheers, Dan.